Hello, I'm trying to teach. And so this is like the third time I've done this because I'm trying to make something a little bit better for you. So I go to this-little-corner.com. So my goal is to share a piece of information from a clip in order to direct you toward a conversation that you may or may not be interested in. And I'm trying to be of service by providing a summary or point you at the thing that I think is interesting. So I go to this-little-corner.com. So I'm ramping up the signal on this site. And that's it. And then I come over here and I go to see full transcript. I clicked it. A user experience improvement would be a loading bar. And it's hard for groups of people to contribute. The creator of this would have to open source and accept pull requests. Then I want to do a search. So Control F. Now, 2. So now I can go 2, 2, 2. And I'm going to actually make a mistake here because searching 2 actually leads to 2 things that are interesting in this video. So this is the first 2 very different ways of explaining what a priest is up to. And then 2 truth criteria. So both interesting topics because the 2 truth criteria is it the truth that matches with reality, or is it the truth that works? And those are 2 important kinds of truth. So I'm going to hold shift, I'm going to go backwards. So on a Mac, it's like, so I hit enter to go forward, and then I do command enter to go backwards. It's control enter on a Windows. So I'm going, it's shift enter, my bad. Boom, boom, shift enter. Two choices of a religion that are not a religion. But there's a lot of interesting points here when you look up the word 2. So we need to come back here.
Back to that, because I think that is an absolutely fascinating question, because what you and I are talking about now in terms of understanding religion as a group level adaptation, that's something like the interconnecting software web that helps human groups cooperate together to help root out the selfishness problem within a group and to help motivate it to be able to be the sort of group that can compete against direct competition with other groups and stuff like that.
I'm going to name drop the Joe Rogan Andreessen, where he talks about cults. So when you talk about groups, you're talking about cults and you're talking about cultures. Fascinating stuff if you are like me, because I want peace on earth and it's related.
It could almost sound like we are deconstructing or explaining religion away or something like that, or saying that we have a more powerful explanation of what religion's actually doing than its own sort of internalized self-understanding way of thinking about why it's doing what it's doing, right? Okay, so is a priest,
Maybe it's helping to create peace on earth, and maybe it's within a church or community.
someone who has decided to devote their life to the service of Jesus Christ, or is a priest someone who's in charge of propagating the symbotype and maintaining adherence to the symbotype, and to help define the group more tightly so that it can persist into the future?
So the symbotype, it's like a phenotype, and they explain it. So you can look up, for example, phenotype, phenotype plasticity.
we call it phenotypic plasticity, or basically it's a whole bunch of if-then statements. In this situation, do this. In that situation, do that. Life is highly contextual. If you're an adult, then you can put logs on the fire. If you're a child, then you can. If you're an insider, we behave this way. If you're an outsider, we behave that way. Actually, there's multiple categories. If you're an outsider, a stranger that comes into our midst, then we are hospitable to you. If. And any organism and any culture has to have this amazing context sensitivity, and that all has to be incorporated into the belief system. And one of the things, as you...
The belief system. Okay. So this little-corner.com, go there. Creator of that, maybe have a link to an open source project for people to contribute. If you need help with that, I am willing to help. Number 2, so you can show full transcript, and you can do, like on Windows, Control F or Command F, or I think you can do a find, edit, and then you can search the transcript. That's a pretty useful tool in and of itself. And then you can use OBS to make a clip, or you could actually go and use the clip generator. So that is the education material. I am into this kind of thing, like using tools and being innovative with protocols by which the teaching and learning can happen, which is part of the process by which a cult or a culture or an organization can survive. And so you get in touch with Grimgrizz YouTube channel, get in touch with the Thatcherecci YouTube channel, get in touch with the Transfigured YouTube channel. I personally like conversations about this, and I personally am interested in innovation around the protocols by which we take all the tools that are available to us and experiment in rational ways where we can make decisions about which experiments are working. And maybe we help transform this into something better. Maybe I'll leave you with there's another 2. Maybe I can leave you with a 2 if you're still here. Here we go.
keep the community together. You can't be blind to that. So it's almost as if the closer you get to the center of religion, the more you actually need to understand it in those terms. And perhaps it's people that's more on the edge of the religion, the people that don't have time to think and dwell upon it and to act upon it, that need the preacher talk more than the preachers. Mm-hmm. At least some of the case. And so I think that pragmatism that goes into that's required for this to work cannot be lost on the people that are actually creating this culture. And then there's the newer form of, again, knowing all of this. Can we can we our meaning systems in the future? And the verdict is out. The verdict is out. So I think that I'm not here to say that it's that a fully scientific meaning system is possible that can function strongly. But I mean, I have a strong sense that it can, and that's what basically that will be the meaning systems of the future, in my opinion, for what it's worth.
I feel like there are two options. Either you need to do it from the scientific end, right, knowing full well ahead of time that that's what you're doing, or a religion needs to be able to withstand the scientific scrutiny, but still keep itself understanding of itself as a religious system. Those seemingly to me are the two choices. A religion that's not a religion, or a religion that is scientifically scrutinized and withstands the scrutiny.
Yeah, and that's what.
All right, so there you have it. Short and sweet, hopefully. And maybe you noticed this little tool I played with. It's not working completely. Maybe you can guess the intent of this tool over here. All right. Hasta Luigi.